You want to create a custom report for all of the teachers in your school to get information such as the number of topics that are been mastered by their students and all for all of the teachers. You'll need to use the advanced teacher module. So after you log in, if you're in the basic teacher module, go down here and select the advanced teacher module. Enter the advanced teacher module. I will say one thing is that you do need the Java plugin for going into the advanced teacher module. So if you don't have that installed on the computer that you're using, you will need to get that. The latest, you'll want to go to the Java site, and again, if it doesn't download automatically on the ALEKS site, you'll want to go to the Java site and download the latest update for your computer. So once in the advanced teacher module, select all teachers and then go down to progress. Select progress. And here you'll be able to first create a template. So I'm going to walk you through creating a template. Once you create a template, then you have to schedule the report. So that's why you see the two tabs here. First, you create the template, which is going to tell this little application what data to pull from ALEKS, and then you'll schedule the type of report that you want. So I'm going to click New Report Template. And you do have to give your templates a name. So I'm going to call this Sample for Mastered Topics. And you can choose to have all the data in one tab, or one tab per course product, or one tab per class. I'm going to leave mine all my data in one tab. And then here's where I can choose the data that I want to come in. So if I go under student and class information, if I would like to have the number of topics mastered to see those by student, I can select their name, and I might want to select the class name, the instructor name, and the course product that they're using. And then I just click Add, and then this is over here. Now, if I want to go to the topics mastered, I'm going to go down here to this last data set, and I can get the, the number of topics mastered either in weekly or in monthly or total. And I'd like to look at the weekly amount again, because remember, we're looking at students trying to get a goal of 10 topics mastered per week. If you want to look at time, you can go ahead and select time. You can also, this is what you want here, the number of topics mastered. If you'd like to know how many topics students are practicing in relation to how many they're mastering, you'd select that. And then this would give you the average topics mastered per hour. I'm actually not going to look at that. I will leave that time piece in, and then I'm going to add that. So that's going to give me a look. If I want to look at assessment mastery, which again is that blue bar graph portion, I can in here look at initial assessment, earliest or latest assessment. Again, here you can select again, the course mastery percent or number of topics mastered. Down here, if you want to look at pie mastery, so what percentage of the pie do students have mastered? Maybe what's their best performance in that pie, if you want to look at it there. You can also look at standards. I'm going to add the standards into mine. So at the end of the report, I'm going to look at the overall standards mastery. I'm going to have the standards title in there, and I'm going to have the percent of the standards mastered. And I'm going to add that in. So once you get the data that you want, then you'll go over here to next step. And you'll just check to see, is this what you actually want? And if it is, you're going to click Save. And then that's the end of the process for creating a template. Now the next part is I'm going to schedule the report. So again, I'm just going to call this kind of the same thing. I'm going to call this sample report for mastered topics. And I also have the standards in there and standards mastery. Okay. You can set this up as a recurring report so that you can get this every single week. So I'm going to go ahead and make this recurring. It's a nice thing. Then you just have to only do this one time and then you'll get a report every week. So I'm going to set this up so I get this report weekly. You can choose the day that you'd first like to get that report. And you can also change the first report instance will include data from, again, what time period. And so you can change that date. I'm just going to back mine up here. I'm going to go to January. And I think I'm going to look at taking mine maybe at January 5th. So the first report is going to include the data for January 5th. I'm going to get this weekly. And then I can set the last report I'm going to have for, let's see, we did the 5th. Let's go ahead and do to the 19th. And so there'll be a total of 3 instances that'll be scheduled. And the last report will include from 113 to 119. And again, if you want this to be a cumulative report, that means that you'll keep getting, like I'll get the first week data, then I'll get the second week data along with it, then the third week data along with it. If you want a non-cumulative report, again, just you're getting week 1, the information week 2, week 3. So it's up to you kind of how you want to do the data for that. I'm going to go ahead and choose the cumulative report. And then you're going to select all of the teachers that you would like to have the data for. So if you click, I like to do this, click up here at where class name and it selects all of them. And then I go through, and if there's any classes that do not have any students in them, I go ahead and uncheck those ones without any students. Anybody's sandbox account. Oops, I just missed one there. Okay, and then you can get, if you want individual student data, you can get that. Averages for each class, average for each instructor, and average for all the selected classes. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Select Schedule the report. And now this report is scheduled. It does take a little bit of time depending on how large a file that it's going to end up being. But typically for me, it takes somewhere usually around 5 minutes or less to get a report back. That report is going to come back in your message center. So if you go up here to your message, you can come back in here. So this is in the advanced teacher module. Again, I don't have any message yet, but it will show up in there. You can also go back to the basic teacher module, because once you do this, you don't need to really come back in here again. And then you would just go up to your inbox in your basic teacher module, and it will show up in here as a message, and then there'll be an attached spreadsheet to that you can then download. So that's how you do a custom report specifically for mastered topics.